Back to Court TV Live. We have been waiting patiently for the jury to be brought into the courtroom in New Mexico for what we believe will be the final day in the case against Hannah Gutierrez. Prosecutors say that she was negligent, and that led to the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins back in October of 2021 during a rehearsal. The judge and the attorneys are going through jury instructions because today is the last day, we presume, unless Hannah Gutierrez takes the stand, which would be a surprise. So as soon as that's done, the jury will be brought in. Last witnesses from the defense, probably one, we're being told, maybe more, but then it's on to closing arguments. Brian Watkins still with us. Let's talk about closing arguments here. What are the themes? If you were defending Hannah Gutierrez, what would you be harping on in your close to get jurors to really concentrate on that as they deliberate?
I'd have to concentrate on the key point that Hannah did not put a live round into that gun. Someone did. And to put the onus on Hannah to have stopped that culprit from her job, I think is asking too much of her. I mean, she did her job as best she could. I would also harp on the fact that she was inexperienced. She may have been negligent, but not criminally liable for something like this.
If she put the live round in the gun but didn't bring it to the set and didn't realize it was live, is she not then, according to the state, this is what their whole case is, that she was so negligent that she was putting in rounds and one of them was live and she didn't know it?
You know, I don't know that the state proved that. You know what I mean? They don't know who loaded the gun and put the live round, brought it to the
I think she admitted that she did load the gun.
And she's supposed to, but she's supposed to load it.
That's part of her job, and they're getting ready to shoot this thing. It was an after lunch, they had a reload issue, and but to her, there's no way she thought there was a live round, obviously.
Exactly, and the key is who brought the live round? What's the purpose of a live round being on the set? Why would she think that she's being giving live rounds? Why is it her responsibility to sort through the rounds and say, oh, this is a live round, these are dummy rounds, I'm only gonna put the dummy rounds in there? Why is there a live round even there? Same with Alex Baldwin. How is he supposed to not point the gun at someone? It's a Western movie. He's supposed to say that he should not have pointed the gun at someone and pulled the trigger without making sure there wasn't a live round, I think is silly. And I think Hannah needs to kind of backpack on that and, you know, piggyback off that and basically say, hey, I'm here, I'm giving dummy rounds, I'm giving you a prop gun. It's not my job to examine each round and determine whether it's live or fake, and you're putting too much on me. I'm just an armorer. My job is not that, you know, complicated, but still, I'm inexperienced, and I may have not been the best in my job, but I'm clearly not criminally liable for this. I'm no criminal.
We're being told that the next witness for the defense is an expert in terms of movie sets and the movie production process. That seems to be something that is lacking a bit. We've had armorers, we've had experts that are talking about things, and then affected people that were on the set that in hindsight are like, oh, this was horrible. It is important, is it not, for the defense to bring someone up who can say, this happens all the time. Like, this happens, there are guns on sets, to your point, all the time, especially in a Western. And that's part of that's how you make a movie.
Exactly. I've never seen a Western without a gun. A whole lot of guns. That's the nature of a Western. It's the nature of every action-packed movie that we see, every action-packed TV series that we see. Guns are on sets, guns are being pointed, guns are being fired. That's what our movie industry is all about. And this never happened. So this was a very rare occurrence. So I don't think this is a systematic
rare occurrence was the live round, right? That's the rare occurrence.
And the question is who brought that? Who brought that live round?
No one can answer that.
They cannot answer that, so they're charging everybody else because they can't answer that question. And I would bring that up as a defense attorney. I would say, hey, prosecution, who was the person that brought the live round? You don't know. So you want to charge everybody from the executive producer down to, you know, the armorer, you know, the person who just hands the props to the celebrities and to the stars.
Here's Hannah talking about that exact question, basically saying that she's opining after she learns that there's been a horrible thing inside the church, an accident, a gun has gone off, and she actually says, oh boy, it could have been a live round. Take a listen.
They're not supposed to pull the hammer back, but it still is a prop gun or a prop.
It's a real gun. Or real gun.
Your prop.
Yeah.
Set.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, totally. And I don't know. I wish I would have checked it more. That might be a regular live round, though.
It looks pretty. That's what they were thinking. It could be a live round. No. I just, like you said, and I think that's why there's protocol because of Lee when all that happened on set too. Was there anything that stuck out of ordinary today to you?
No, I mean, just the whole camera crew quit.
Was there anything unordinary and some camera crew quit, a whole camera crew quit? There was issues with this movie. People did leave the production because they believed that it was so low budget and things were just not up to par. Some people left because they didn't like the accommodations that they were in. It seemed like a scene, the movie set itself was disorganized. Is that the armorer's fault?
It's not, you know what I mean? And the camera crew leaving has nothing to do with the armor. And people weren't leaving because they thought, oh my God, I think live rounds are going to be being fired here. I mean, that is such a rare occurrence that no one can predict this and to now make this her fault. And as well as the other people that were charged, I think is a overreaching by the prosecution, you know? No one should have brought that live round onto the set. They need to find that person. And trying to defer that culpability onto her, I think, is not going to work.
Yeah, the only other time in recent history was Bruce Lee's son Brandon Lee there was an incident on a movie set with a live round, but it is so shockingly rare that one would think that just didn't happen. What about, I know you don't really have a prosecution hat, but let's pretend you could put yourself in the prosecution's shoes.
Oh, yeah.
What do you say to this jury now? Because you can't answer that question of how the live round got there. You have to implicate and say that we assume it had to be Hannah in a way that isn't backed up by any real evidence.
They got to argue systematic failure. It was a failure of multiple people, Hannah being one of them. You know, the armor bearer plays its role. They bear the arms. They are the ones that are handling the firearms, manipulating the firearms, handing the guns to the actors and such. And they're important part of the system. And it was a systematic failure. Because they don't have the real culprit who brought the live round, they have to charge the system. And she's a key player in that system as the armor bearer.
Yeah, absolutely. And they can't be concerned about the other people because they're there to deal with Hannah, and that's a big portion, I would think. Brian Watkins, thank you as always. Great to see you in person. Brian's going to be around throughout the day here on Court TV, including with Vinny and the Think Tank and closing arguments later this evening. Let's get a break in.